Okay, so not really a good start off to the day here. Actually, yesterday, my mom's X3 had some issues, and the issues are with the Chinese radiator. So you guys remember I did the radiator in this thing. I think I videotaped this. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I did. And most of the radiators on eBay were Chinese or off-brand ones. They were like 50, 60 bucks. And the OEM one was like 250, right? So went with the lesser brand. That's what she wanted to do. That's what we did. Had no issues until now. I took this apart last night, but it was getting dark and just too hot outside to mess with it. And slipped the fan out, took all the plastics off. It was leaking out the bottom. I was like, what the hell? Well, I found this laying in the tray in the bottom, which is the drain plug to the radiator. So that blew out. I did notice this thing came with two different drain plugs, and the threads are all good on it. The other one was like not the right size at all. It was real short. It came with this one, so I put this one in. It tightened up. If you turn it too far, it would kind of slip. So I tightened it up, you know, it's within reason of being tight enough. And apparently that didn't work out. So what I'm going to try to do is maybe do some thread tape on this to tighten those threads up, and then put it back in, maybe some Loctite. As long as the radiator itself is okay, I don't know. Luckily it didn't overheat. Everything is good. I can't really reach it from up here. I'm probably gonna have to take the skid plate out to get to that. But realistically, I'm probably gonna have to buy a legit radiator for it. It's just too risky to mess around with it. And yeah, so I haven't put any videos out in a few days. I've been pretty sickly. We did the concrete for the shop, and it was about 95 degrees that day and sunny, and there was 8 of us here. It wore out all 8 of us, about half of this, and everything turned out pretty good, I guess. It's rough in a few spots on top, and it probably looks worse on the camera. We got a couple lines in it, and the plan was to epoxy this floor anyway, no matter what. I think I'm gonna have to rent a concrete grinder to get it dead flat. It's got some lines and some little dimples and stuff in it, which I kind of expected that anyway, but the shop concrete is done, and costing about double what we thought it was going to cost. We got one little low spot there. It just rained not very long ago, about 2 hours ago. A little bit of water standing, and pretty much what happened, it flash dried. It was so hot outside. I hit it with the bull float and got about half of it done with the finished float, and it was just hard. We're spraying water on, trying to get it to soften up a little bit so I could finish it up. It wasn't having none of that. So I don't know. That was 30 yards of concrete. That was a lot of concrete. The good thing about it, the wall didn't blow out, so I don't have concrete all over the yard. So that's good. And we can take the forms off anytime, but it's hot outside. E39 is in the shop, semi-taken apart, so this thing's got to be fixed outside. So hopefully I could sort out this thing real quick. So I guess we'll be back in a few minutes. Let's try to put that plug in and try to at least temporarily sort this thing out. Okay, so real quick here, the plug, this is the plug that was out of it. You know, it's kind of second guessing myself. Maybe it was a plug that somebody else dropped in there or whatever. No, this is it. So we have some Teflon tape around the threads, try to tighten it up. We got a ratchet here. We're gonna see if it's gonna tighten up. Put the O-ring back on the head of it. If it doesn't tighten up, probably need a new radiator, I would say. We always try taking the plug out of the old radiator in case there's something wrong with the plug itself, but I think we both know it's probably the radiator. I'm gonna go and put this back in, see if it tightens up. If it does, we'll add coolant to it and see if we're good. I don't know, we'll see here. Okay, so here's the one I took out. You can see it's longer. This is the one I took out of the old factory radiator, which this doesn't even have any threads in the bottom. It just has like a little thing that clips in there. Not sure how that works anyway. So the radiator came with 2 different plugs. Came with a shorter plug that was even shorter than this, and I just put it in and it threaded right in, no problem at all. You can probably see it. It's like right there, right? Threaded in, tightened up, no issue whatsoever. Why is that longer? I'm not really sure. Does it matter if it has a shorter one in it? I'm not really sure. So I don't know. the land of Chinese radiators. I'm not up on my Chinese, so that's what the situation is. So I guess all I could do is just fill back up and tighten up really good, really good. Fill it back up, bleed the system, see what happens. But I can tell you right now, as tight as it went, it's not gonna leak. So moral of the story is, guys, even though it was literally 4 times the price by an OEM, even then it's not guaranteed you're not gonna have any issues at all, but more likely you're not gonna have issues. So that's the situation with the Chinese radiator. Like I said, the shop floor is done. I think today's Monday. Wednesday, the weather's supposed to cool off a lot and might start framing that shop up. So stay tuned for that. Let me know if you guys want to see videos of me framing the shop up. There'll be a lot of criticism, I'm sure, because framing and building is just like that. Everybody's different opinion. Same way with the concrete. That's why I didn't film a lot of that, because, you know, 10,000 guys have been on there telling me to do it 10,000 different ways. That's it. It's hot out here. I don't feel good. I'm going back inside. That's the video for today, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you later.